Good morning everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Heike, this is my little assistant Lola, and you're watching Stone Cold Coffee Crafts. It is Thursday, Thursday, July the 2nd, and it's finally time for another daily crafty chat. I hope you enjoyed the diamond painting of theme of the month wrap up and the new theme in the last 2 days, and you will be able to join me. Once again, joining the diamond painting theme of the month is super simple. You just pull out either a whip or a new project, whatever you prefer that fits the theme. You work on it and you post your progress pictures on Instagram, either using the hashtag DP theme of the month, or you send me your progress picture that you would like me to put in the wrap-up video to my email address in the description box down below. That's all that is to it. The theme is always very open, so this month, for example, in case you haven't seen the video, the theme is water, so anything that is even remotely connected to water is absolutely fine. I have chosen, as you can see, a mermaid painting by Diamond Art Club. So the water is clearly more imagination than anything else, because you know they are underwater but you don't really see it as such. I mean, you know what I mean. Anyway, this is the painting I started on yesterday. As you can see, I have completed the first section. I have decided to go against what I usually do. Usually I start in the bottom left. This time I'm starting in the upper left, and I'm going to work my way down. Also, usually I do the full width in 2 sections and just go 4 inches deep. This time I have decided I am going to calculate it out a little differently. So I'm planning to do this in 18 sections total, and each of these sections will be 14 by 12.5 centimeters. Which makes that 5 inch by not quite 6 inch. Yeah, hi. I love you too. I love you too, you hairy monster. What has the painting done to you? What has it done to you? I hate it. I hate it. I want to sit on it. Anyway, this is the diamond painting I did yesterday. I plan to do one of these sections each day, which should make this finish within 18 days. Like I said, I'm always calculating in that I sometimes have days where I just don't want to diamond paint, so I have a bit more leeway with my planning. There might also be days where I do 2 sections of diamond painting because I don't feel like stitching, but we will see. If there's any additional time, I will use it to prepare for the month of August, because I will be on vacation in August, September for 2 weeks, last week of August, first week of September, and I will not film anything in those 2 weeks. So I'm currently preparing stuff I can upload for you for those 2 weeks. So there will be videos every day, but not daily crafty chats, so be warned. Kitty, please, why are you trying to be so cliche cat and cleaning out my shelf for me? Can we please not do that? That would be awesome. Ow! This is not a toy. It's actually dangerous for you, cat. So let's not do that. Come on. Alright, I completely forgot what I was saying again, because this one here is distracting today. Yeah, let's not do the butt shots thing either, okay? Here. A little bit of early morning kitty cuddle porn for you. So yeah, I would really enjoy if you would join me for this, and stay tuned for August. August will, of course, yeah, and now it's gone. You have to look at the cat, not the painting. August is going to have its own theme, of course, too, and I plan to actually beat that horse dead. So, kind of afraid and excited what you guys are going to think of that. So that is diamond painting. Right on par for that one. Isn't that awesome on the second day of the month, Kitty? Would you step down? Thank you. Stitching. I have no stitching to show to you today. As you know, yesterday was July 1st and I had planned to do a high tea new start to join Caroline from Off the Grid Needle Arts with that. She does that. This year she does it every quarter. It used to be every month on the 1st to start something special from her stash, and I thought I would do the same. I did it in April with the long dog sampler, first time stitching a long dog, first time stitching with silk. Yesterday I had planned to start the Rosewood Manor Winter Quaker, and I actually did start it, but I don't kid you, 2 stitches in, I ran into my first issue because the pattern states to use the floss as it comes off the balls. So the floss is in little balls. I'm going to put a picture in, and it's a 3-stranded floss. So DMC is a 6-stranded floss, and usually you pull out, depending on which fabric count you're stitching on, you either pull out 1 or 2 threads. Same for pretty much all the overdyes I have worked with so far, but Valdani is only a 3-strand floss, and for whatever reason Rosewood Manor decided it was a good idea to use all 3 strands of floss to stitch on a 28 count. I was skeptical about that from the beginning, but I had the first issue when I threaded my needle. The thread would not go through the eye of the needle, and I'm using a 26 tapestry bohin needle, which is a good size for 28 count fabric, just not for 3 threads of cotton floss, especially if this is still twisted together. So that didn't work out so well. I managed to thread the thread, which yay, and then I started stitching, and it just looks so puffy. I don't like it. So then I thought, well, you could always pull one of the strands out, just collect them for something that needs only 1 strand later on, because it's a variegated floss. So I can't just pull 1 strand out, cut the next length, and use that leftover strand with the leftover strand from the next piece of floss, because the variegation won't match up. So yeah, I thought let's collect that stuff, and you can use it at a later point. And some things in this chart are actually only stitched with 1 thread. There are Algerian eyelets, and there are little snowflakes, and all of these are just stitched with 1 strand. So one of the colors would actually be separated anyway at some point. So yeah. Okay, so did that, started the first motif, and didn't like how the thread looked on the fabric. It was a very harsh variegation from a sage green to more or less cream. I think the color change happened within 3 stitches. It looked really harsh. I did not like the look at all. And also the sage green completely blended into the dwarf blue fabric. So yeah, this has been frogged. I'm going to take the fabric off the frame, and once I have some daylight back, which doesn't seem to be today, to be honest, with the weather that's going on out there, I'm going to see if the colors would look good on one of the new pieces of fabric I just got and you haven't seen yet because it didn't arrive before my last floss tube, which would be Fawn and Legacy by Picture This Plus. Both are neutral tones, beigey tones, so I have to see. Most of the colors will look good on this, but there are a couple of lighter ones. I have to check if they will stand out on the fabric, because that's one thing I have, and which makes choosing fabric for me always a bit hard. I want all my colors to stand out enough that you can actually see it. I know some stitchers don't care so much if 1 or 2 colors blend into the background. It drives me crazy. I can't do it. So yesterday was basically a complete failure as far as stitching goes. And my nose is itching and I have to sneeze, and she's going to hate me if I do. So bear with me while I scrunch up my face to drive the sneeze away. Yeah, that actually seemed to work. Let's see for how long. So no stitching yesterday, but quite a few stitch-alongs dropped. And 2 of them I'm going to stitch in the next few days. Today, starting with the Spellville Halloween stitch along by Barbara Anna. She posted the picture of the completed piece just a few days ago, and it looks amazing. I can't wait for work to be over today because I want to get into that. So yay! And it's going to be less stitching than the last 2 parts, which is nice because A, I would like to get this finished, and B, I really want to start on the Christmas stitch along because that dropped yesterday too. And the first block, it's going to be a piece that is made of 9 40 by 40 stitches. I think I counted blocks, which is nice. It drops every 2 weeks, so 40 by 40 is small enough that you can comfortably complete this in the time between 2 drops, which is nice. But yesterday also the whole frame of the piece dropped, and as you can see on the screen, it is not a simple frame. It's not a super complicated one, but it's also not super simple, and I am salivating to start on this because I'm the weird frame girl who loves to stitch frames. So I can't really wait to get into this, and this is going to take a few days. I thought I would be done with this one pretty quickly because it was in 9 parts, and I expected it to be not too much stitching as it is, but I didn't think they would drop the whole elaborate frame with the first pattern drop, so yay. I have a feeling I will be stitching on this at least past the weekend. I'm pretty sure about that. So let's see how that goes. So these are still the plans for the next few weeks, and after days, not weeks, days. And afterwards I'm going to go back to Frosty Forest as planned and see how much I can complete in the month of July. In between the 2 stitch along patterns that will still drop this month and I will work on, which will be the Zodiac and the second part of the Christmas stitch along in the middle of the month. So fingers crossed that I get the frame done. So that brings us straight into knitting. And Kat, how are we going to do this? She's all, we're not going to do this at all, Mom. So I did knit a bit. Not as much as I wanted to. And I don't know if I have a good excuse, but my excuse is because heat. I had already suspected that this would be the... No. This would be the case, but knitting when it's very warm and humid is not fun. And that is what happened here the last few days. Actually, right now, my ankles feel like balloons because they tend to swell when it is hot and humid, and it is very humid. We had thunderstorms yesterday, so this is fun. And as you can see, this is now extremely big. I am on row 199, and which means I am 65% done with the body of this. And I still would like to finish this as soon as possible so I can join Rachel for the nightmare that is the side panels. So my brain is currently back at, I think I get this. But I won't be 100% sure until I start with it. So I'm trying to catch up to her and see if we can support each other through the side panels. I have a feeling it's much easier than I think right now, but the pattern is so confusing and there is not exactly a video showing what I need to do except for how generally the short rows work. So that's a bit of a bummer. Oh, Kat, you are heavy. Yeah, I also have separated my needles. I have opened up the round because it got on my nerves to stitch those long ass rows in a round. with all this hanging down. So I took off the second needle, I put a stopper on, and I did the same for the other needle. I used another cable and pretty much created the same construction there. It works better for me. So if you are annoyed by these big pieces on round needles, then this might be something that works for you as well. As far as bow crestons, you have seen this last. This is where we started since the last video, and this is how much I've done. Oh, I'm sorry. I usually don't yawn on camera, but I'm currently not sleeping well. I can't fall asleep, so last night I was awake until 3, I think. And of course for work I have to get up in the morning. I can't sleep in, which makes me a very tired kitty. So this is still coming along nicely. I'm not sure if I'm going to knit a lot of things with this fluffy yarn in the future. I have to be honest. It is very irritating to me. The little fibers come off, and I think that they make me sneeze, and yeah. Sorry. I think it's happening right now. So I don't think I'm allergic to it. It's just that the fibers come off and fly around and irritate me. At least that's my theory, because supposedly it's very rare to be allergic to alpaca. Let's hope that's true, because I have quite a bit of alpaca yarn. But I'm not reacting, for example, to the mistletoe toe, the one I used to stitch the heart shawl. So I'm going to assume it's just the little fibers. And as I mentioned in a previous video, I am usually also not a person who gets cold very easily. So having the fluff and the extra warmth is usually not something I need. So, yarn and plans. I have this is a sock club yarn from Beef Sugar Yarns. She is on Etsy, and I'm very sad. This is the second one I got. The third one is I think she has not shipped it out yet, but it should ship this week. Is on the way, and the one that will be on the way soon is the last one I'll be getting, because she stopped the mystery sock club of the month. She has now started a yarn of the month thing where you actually know what it looks like and you can order it for a special price. I'm not sure what she is planning to do with her shop, because she had a sale until June 30th, and afterwards she completely cleared out her inventory. So right now the only thing that is in her shop is this month yarn of the month for July, and I hope she will re-add regular stock into her shop, because she dyes wonderful colors, very elegant, more light colors. So this is very colorful for her. It's usually more on the elegant side or elegant side, and I really liked it. And I had a few yarns picked out that I thought would fit future projects I'd like to do. So I hope she's not going to stick with this I'm just dyeing one yarn per month thing, because that would be very sad. Anyway, stop talking, woman. What have I chosen to do with this? Because I only have one skein, obviously. I am going to do the Spindrift shawl by Helen Stewart. The reason being that Helen Stewart has very recently started this thing where you can get this pattern for free, and she will send you some emails with tips and tricks. So it's basically a little bit like an online course to learn how to knit this stuff. And I thought, why not? And so I signed up and got the pattern, and now I'm getting emails from her telling me how to choose my yarn, etc. It's not the worst setup. And I thought, well, this is a small shawlette. It just needs one skein of fingering weight yarn. What do I have? And I have this. I think this is going to be great. I hope it will be enough. I don't know. But if not, I should be able to find a contrast yarn to go with it. Because I have quite a few minis now that should work with it. Yeah, hi kitty. So if you're interested, I'm going to link her website down below where you can sign up for the newsletter and you will get this pattern and her emails as well, if you're interested. And if you are unsure if you really want to knit one of her patterns and pay for that, this is actually a good way to test how you and her style of patterns get along. Because it can be very important. Alright guys, that's all I have for you today. Yeah, you're not a monster, you're an angel with claws in my hand. Yes I am, Mom, yes I am. I'm going to let you go. I have to go to work. I hope you have a wonderful day, wonderful week, and I should be back tomorrow. Bye guys.